tired of trying to guess what the right price is for your low or medium content books over on Amazon KDP? Maybe you're setting your prices too high and missing out on sales, or too low and you're not seeing the profits that you'd hoped for. What if I told you that there is definitely a sweet spot, a strategy that can boost your sales whilst maximizing your earnings? I'm going to reveal the secrets to pricing your low and medium content books over on Amazon KDP the right way. Could change the way that you approach your Amazon KDP business forever. So before we dive in on our pricing strategies, let's firstly be clear about what we mean by low and medium content books. Well, the value to the customer is different. People often buy these books due to the design, utility, and the niche appeal rather than the content depth. So, quick question before we jump in. What has been your biggest challenge when pricing your KDP books so far? Have they been too high, too low, or maybe you're just stuck in the middle? Let me know down in the comments. All right, let's get to the core of the issue, pricing. There are several factors to consider when you're pricing your Amazon KDP books. Number one, we've got to consider the production costs. Amazon has a baseline pricing cost for every book that you publish. So for low content books, the cost is slightly lower, but you still need to keep this in mind. Every dollar above that cost is profit. So you cannot sell a book for less than the production cost. So that's already set in stone. So for example, if your printing cost is $2.15, you can't sell that book at $2. Amazon will not allow you to. You would make absolutely no money, and nor would Amazon. So that's why that's a big no-no. So that's clear. So always think about the value that you're offering to your customers. So for example, a notebook might be at the lower end rather than a journal or a planner. So next up, we've got market research. So look at what other similar books are selling for. What's the average price point in your niche? Are most of the journals or planners in your category for $6.99, $9.99, or perhaps even higher? If you're charging significantly more or less than your competition, that could be hurting. So you might be thinking, oh, I'm going to undercut all these people because actually the book's costing me $3 to make, for example. So I can sell the book for $4.99. But everyone else is selling theirs for $7.99 or $8.99 or $9.99. The perceived value of your book is much lower. Equally, if you go, let's just say average price in your niche is $7.99 and you're selling your book at $9.99, why is that customer going to buy your book over someone else's? You need to have demonstrated value in advance. And you can change your prices over time. So it might be that you start a little lower and build them up. So that leads us nicely on to perceived value. So if your book has fewer words, it doesn't necessarily mean that your book should be dirt cheap. You've spent this time still designing the covers, formatting the books, uploading it, coming up with the concept, trying to speak to a particular type of audience. So if your book solves a problem and fills a niche, then you can still charge more. Here's a big secret. Pricing your KDP book does not have to be a one-time thing. The best authors are constantly testing and tweaking their prices. So let me break this down for you, okay? If your book has been sitting at $7.99 for a few months and very, very few sales, maybe it's time to try a $6.99 or a $5.99. A small price change can make a big difference to your sales, which ultimately is going to affect your bottom line. But the opposite is also true. But if your book is selling really well at a lower price, experiment with raising the price a little, a slight increase. For example, going from $7.99 to $8.99 might not reduce your sales, but it may really boost your profits per sale. So it's all about trying to find that sweet spot and just kind of a little bit of gentle manipulation perhaps. So Amazon, they do have KDP pricing tools. So you need to take advantage of these. When you're setting up your book in Amazon KDP, they will give you a recommended price range based on the type of book and what's common within your market. It's not gospel. Also, don't forget about the 70% royalty rate option for books between $2.99 and $9.99. So pricing outside of this range means that you get a 35% royalty rather than the 70%. So as tempting as it might be to charge $12.99 for a beautiful journal, you'll actually make more overall sometimes if you go more around that $9.99 mark. Have you used their pricing tools? Let me know. Have you found them helpful, or do you prefer doing your own research and having a look and seeing what other people are doing within your niche? Now, here is a pro tip, which I think is often overlooked, is do use promotions to your advantage. Running short limited sales, and I do mean short and limited, can spike your rankings. It can affect your BSR, which then in turn can lead to more organic sales because Amazon are seeing that people are buying your books, so they're going to keep pushing you forward. I've seen people who have reduced their book from $9.99 down to $5.99, had a huge surge in sales, and then when the book has gone back up to its base price of $9.99, those sales are still continuing because the BSR is higher, it's getting more visibility, it's just organic traffic now. But do keep in mind that you do not want to devalue your book. So don't constantly run sales, but do them timed, strategically. Discounts can be like game changing. Like we've got Prime Weekend coming up, 8th and 9th. I'm not actually sure if this video will be out by then, but if not, you've got Christmas coming up. So just bear in mind that these things can have a huge impact on the longevity of your book sales as well if your BSR is higher. So let me know, what's your strategy for your promotions? Have you ever used them? Do you run sales? Do you not? Do you want a bit more information on how to set those up within Amazon KDP? Let me know down in the comments. Okay, so let's recap. Pricing your low and medium content books on Amazon KDP, you need to consider production, market research, think about the perceived value, and don't be afraid to test different prices and use Amazon's pricing tools to your advantage. And of course, strategically run promotions to boost your sales and visibility. Let me know in the comments how you plan to price your next book on Amazon KDP. If you found this video helpful, please do give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button and turn on those notification bells so you don't miss out on more tips and strategies about succeeding on Amazon KDP. Thank you so much for watching. Cannot wait to see you all next time. Bye.